Buckle up, folks. Let's embark on a turbocharged adventure through the thrilling world of Cars 3, where we'll explore the heartwarming journey of Lightning McQueen, the iconic red race car, and his pals. Now, let me just start by saying that the first Cars movie, a total masterpiece. No arguments allowed here, folks. It's got that timeless charm, a storyline that'll grip you tighter than a seatbelt in a sharp turn, and it reminds us all that race cars don't need headlights because the track is always as bright as day. But let's talk about Cars 2 for a hot second. It didn't quite rev my engine the same way the original did. 6 years after its release, the sequel made its way to the scene, and let's be real, not too many folks were burning rubber to see it. Movie tickets were pricier than a set of custom racing tires at the time, so I passed. Fast forward to Netflix, and I finally gave it a whirl. People kept bugging me for my take on it, so okay, let's do this. Let's talk Cars 3. We kick things off at the South Motor Speedway, the very place where the first movie took us for a spin. Lightning McQueen is the king of the Piston Cup, a 7-time champion, and still tearing up the track. Life seems pretty darn peachy, right? But then, out of the pit lane comes Jackson Storm, the new kid on the block. And let me tell you, he's got more swag than a set of custom rims. Storm represents a whole new era of racing, all data and high-tech training, leaving McQueen in his dust. The season wraps up, and it's McQueen's worst showing ever, sparking talk about retirement. That's when McQueen remembers Doc Hudson's story about being left in the dust after a crash, and he decides to keep on racing. But this time, it's all about a fresh approach. He partners up with Cruz Ramirez, a trainer at Rusty's Racing Center, and it's pedal to the metal from there on out. After a series of high-speed training sessions, McQueen takes on a gnarly dirt track race in the Rust Belt, but surprise, surprise, it's a figure-8 demolition derby. Chaos, mayhem, and life lessons aplenty await. Cruz ends up taking the checkered flag, adding to McQueen's frustration. Things get a bit rocky between McQueen and Cruz, but McQueen's journey to rediscover his inner racing beast leads him to Smokey, an old buddy of Doc Hudson's. They swap stories about the good old days, and Smokey ignites McQueen's passion to try new tricks. Off to Florida they go for the season opener, where McQueen decides to hand over the steering wheel to Cruz and let her take on Jackson Storm. Cruz races with McQueen as her pit crew chief, and during a nail-biting final lap, she pulls off a move straight out of Doc's playbook to secure the win. Sterling, the owner of Rusty's, isn't thrilled and he tries to poach Cruz, but guess what? She's got dreams of her own, and she decides to race for Dinoco instead. Tex Dinoco scoops up Rusty's, giving McQueen more control over his own destiny. In a surprise twist, McQueen is declared a co-winner of the season opener due to starting the race. It means McQueen gets to choose when to hang up his racing gloves on his own terms. The film hammers home the importance of second chances, determination, and believing in oneself. In a nutshell, Cars 3 is all about McQueen's transformation from a hotshot young champ to a wise veteran who discovers the true heart of racing. It tackles the theme of passing the baton and giving the new generation a chance to shine while holding on to the spirit of the sport. So hop in, folks, as we shift into a higher gear and explore the world of Cars 3, where Lightning McQueen's character growth takes center stage. While it might not burn rubber quite like the original Cars, it's got its own unique charm and some seriously valuable life lessons to dish out. Picture this: Lightning McQueen is at the peak of his racing career, having bagged the Piston Cup 7 times. He's the undisputed king of the racetrack, and life couldn't be sweeter. But you know how life goes. It's always throwing curveballs. Enter Jackson Storm and his slick, high-tech racer gang ready to steal McQueen's thunder. Jackson Storm is like the iPhone X of the racing world, faster, sleeker, and loaded with cutting-edge technology. The film brilliantly captures the theme of a new generation taking over and the struggles that come with it. McQueen's battle to keep up with these data-driven speedsters is a metaphor for how the world tends to leave those behind who don't keep up with the times. But here's where the rubber meets the road. McQueen faces a brutal crash during a race that leaves his future in racing hanging by a thread. He starts wondering if it's time to hit the pit stop and retire, a moment of doubt we can all relate to when facing life-altering decisions. It's here that we see McQueen's vulnerability and humanity, adding depth to his character. But, true to his racing spirit, McQueen decides to keep going, but with a fresh approach. He links up with Cruz Ramirez, a trainer at Rusty's Racing Center, who's got dreams of her own. Their partnership is like a pit crew in perfect harmony, driving home the film's message about mentorship and the importance of passing the torch to the next generation. The training sequences aren't just a joyride, they're filled with nuggets of wisdom. McQueen learns that success often means shifting into a higher gear and embracing new techniques. This isn't just about racing, it's about life, stepping out of your comfort zone to grow and improve. Now let's talk about one of the film's pit stops, McQueen and Cruz's adventure in the Rust Belt for a dirt track race. It's no ordinary race, it's a figure-8 demolition derby. It's a wild departure from the polished world of professional racing, and in this crazy, unpredictable environment, McQueen learns some of his most vital lessons. He discovers that racing isn't just about speed and technology, it's about heart, strategy, and adaptability. Cruz Ramirez is a force to be reckoned with and a brilliant addition to the Cars universe. She embodies the dreams of those who might not fit the traditional mold but have the fire and determination to succeed. Her journey from a trainer to a racer sends a powerful message, especially to the young dreamers out there. Break those barriers and chase those dreams. And oh boy, the film tips its hat to the late Paul Newman, who voiced Doc Hudson in the first Cars movie. Through McQueen's conversations with Smokey, an old friend of Doc's, we get to relive the wisdom and mentorship that Doc provided in the original film. It's a touching tribute to both the character and the actor who brought him to life. The climax of the film, with Cruz going head-to-head with Jackson Storm, is a heart-pounding moment. McQueen's decision to step aside and take on the role of Cruz's crew chief shows how much he's grown and his willingness to support the next generation. It's a powerful message about gracefully passing the torch to those who are ready to take it. Cruz's victory using Doc's old trick is symbolic, highlighting the importance of embracing the wisdom and traditions of the past while forging a new path ahead. It's a beautiful reminder that progress doesn't mean tossing aside the values and lessons of yesteryears. And then, a twist that could give even the sharpest hairpin turn a run for its money. McQueen is declared a joint winner of the season opener for merely starting the race. This unexpected turn of events means McQueen gets to decide when to call it quits on his own terms. It's a message about taking control of your destiny and not letting circumstances steer your course. Cars 3 at its core is a tale of personal growth, resilience, and the ability to adapt to change. It teaches us that even when life throws some serious curves our way, we can find a way to evolve and come out on top. The film's message is universal and speaks to folks of all ages, from the youngest racers to the seasoned pros. In the end, Cars 3 might not have the same nostalgic horsepower as the original Cars, but it stands tall as a heartwarming and inspiring addition to the franchise. It continues Lightning McQueen's journey and introduces us to fresh faces who bring their own unique perspectives and life lessons to the table.
The beach ate me.
All right, Cruz, pick a line on the compacted sand. You gotta have traction or you're gonna spin out. Let's do this thing.
On your mark.
The film's themes of generational change, mentorship, and staying true to oneself make it a valuable piece of the Cars series, a story that'll keep resonating with audiences as they roll down life's highway. So, my friends, never underestimate the power of a talking race car to deliver some profound life lessons, even in a world where the roads are filled with animated automobiles. If you enjoyed this delightful ride through the world of Lightning McQueen, Jackson Storm, and Cruz Ramirez, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fantastic adventures in the world of movies, animation, and all things fun. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your spirits high. Thanks for joining us on this cinematic joyride, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care and stay awesome.